to go. Sitting around with nowhere to go. You're talking to Jane, you're talking to Joe. Talking to Jane, you're talking to Joe. And then my recruiter came to me. Then my recruiter came to me. Say what you want to be. Say what you want to be. I told him.
Welcome back, candidates. I'm Staff Sergeant Chamberlain. I had a request for a video of me just taking notes from an OpOrd brief being read so that you can see how I do it. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to quickly go over. I've made a couple small adjustments, nothing too big, to my template. Okay, I've just added in a few things. Okay? Not much at all. I will probably go back and put it in the show notes for the episode notes, whatever, at the bottom there. Description for that other video. But we'll cover them here real quick. I'm just going to hit play. I'm going to listen to myself reading, so it's kind of hilarious, but I want to make sure that you can hear what I'm hearing and what I'm writing down, okay? I will not stop it. Before we get started, I will once again mention what I'm looking for, where I'm looking to listen to certain things being said, or where I know that I can just pass this part or kind of move on to my notes or whatever. So we're going to change screens real quick. I'll show you my new template, which is just slightly updated, nothing too much. And then we're going to get right into that video or that recording so you can watch me take notes. So let's switch screens here. Hopefully you can still hear me. All right, cool. I'm working with OBS, so I got to make sure that that all the inputs are correct. All right, so right back to the template, right? You've all seen this screen. A little bit different because I'm at home and not at the armory, so that's good. But situation, first big change, adding weather and terrain. Okay, these are something that you're going to be graded on. You have to analyze weather and terrain for your mission. Okay, so you might as well just get it out of the way in the situation. There's no better place to put it. The only thing you might want to just consider, you need to talk about enemy and friendly. So how is it affecting each? I've seen some people put weather and terrain at the end of their enemy or friendly statements so that you can talk about your enemy and talk about how they're affected by weather and terrain. Doesn't matter how you want to do it. You just have to make sure you say it. Okay, to get an S, you have to mention the words weather and terrain. If you're looking for an E, you can go to a much more S2 type of intel breakdown of those things. You'll notice that I'll have end state here after my one level up. So we know that my one level up, because I'm giving a squad op order, is my platoon. So I will get the end state, and I'll get the commander's intent from all of that. Okay, so I'll have company, platoon, and then I'm making a squad mission. So we can get the end state there. Commander's intent, either one of them it comes out of. So I know that once I'm listening to Bravo company or whatever company it happens to be, I can steal that commander's intent real quick. Everything else pretty much the same. Adjacent units I have started because we've gotten back into teaching this another year, right? My Oklahoma candidates, if you're listening, you know that we just got out of the field a few days ago. So adjacent units to prevent confusion, I want to just put platoon and squad, because as I'm getting read the op order, they'll tell me my adjacent left and right are, whatever platoons, and I wanted to leave a squad block so I can go ahead and put my squads in there whenever I'm creating this, right? So I'll get that out of the task maneuvering units. Everything else, guys, is pretty much the same. 4 phases, mission statement. You're gonna notice it's very, very, very similar, if not identical. So nothing too crazy. So that's the update on that. So we will get into this. I am going to let you guys watch me take notes here. Hopefully it all stays in frame. I think I can keep it in frame pretty well. And you should be able to hear me reading to myself in the background. I'm actually going to be reading the recon mission. Okay, so the recon mission is... it's one of the episodes I already have up. So once you've heard it and see how I take notes on it, you can go listen to it too, right? And then you can try take notes and see how they compare. All right, so I'm going to push the button, get to listening and writing, and then you can just kind of see how things are going here. Situation. Enemy. Battalion Intel reports couriers traveling in our AO indicating a possible enemy LPOP in that area. The enemy generally defends their LPOPs with a 2 to 3 man team and small arms. The enemy also has been moving a communications node around the area that encrypts their communications. If the enemy detects a threat to their LPOP or the encryption equipment, they will defend at all costs to prevent its seizure. Most likely course of action. Enemy forces defend in place to the death with a 2 to 3 man team. Most deadly course of action. Enemy calls in reinforcements to include wheeled vehicles and mounted machine guns to assist in defending the position. Friendly forces. Higher unit mission, Bravo Company, conducts zone recon in AO Glenwood South in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 467233, no later than H+90, in order to identify location of LPOP and confirm existence of encryption device. Adjacent unit missions. Left unit, 2nd Platoon, Bravo Company, conducts screening maneuvers in AO Glenwood South in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 470232, no later than H+80, in order to act as screening unit for early enemy detection. Right unit, 3rd Platoon, Bravo Company, conducts blocking maneuver at crossroads in AO Glenwood South in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 465234, no later than H+80, in order to act as screening unit for early enemy detection. Civilian considerations. Civilian and the AO are generally supportive of U.S. forces. Attachments and detachments, none. Mission. 1st Platoon will conduct an area recon in AO Glenwood South in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 467233, no later than H+90, in order to identify location of enemy LPOP and confirm existence of encryption device. Execution. Commander's intent. Main effort will conduct recon operations to identify the location of enemy LPOPs, confirm enemy has encryption device. All reports sent up to higher headquarters no later than H+100. Recon unit is not compromised. Concept of the operation. Schema maneuver. The platoon will move into AO Glenwood South with each squad on their respective routes. The supporting squads, 2nd and 3rd, will move into blocking positions to allow the main effort, 1st squad, to conduct recon unhindered. 1st squad will locate and recon the LPOP near the objective and identify the encryption device. Schema fires. There are no fires on this mission. Task and maneuvering units. 1st squad, Bravo Company, main effort. Task: conduct area reconnaissance on objective Loki in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 46702330, no later than H+90. Purpose: identify location of enemy LPOP and confirm existence of encryption device. 2nd Squad, Bravo Company, supporting Effort 1. Task: conduct blocking maneuver on improved road intersection in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 46902321, no later than H+80. Purpose: prevent movement of enemy forces into the AO. 3rd Squad, Bravo Company, supporting Effort 2. Task: conduct blocking maneuver on improved road intersection in vicinity of 14 Sierra Papa Echo 46602326, no later than H+80. Purpose: prevent movement of enemy forces into the AO. Coordinating instructions. PIR: LPOP location, encryption device location, number of enemies in LPOP, any couriers encountered, if recon element is compromised, negligent discharge. ROE as per ROE card. Reports: LD, contact with enemy, EPW, ACE upon reconsolidation, intelligence gained, and any PIR. Timeline: you will LD at H+45, begin your recon no later than H+90, PIR reports sent up no later than H+100. Sustainment, logistics, supply, no resupply available for 24 hours. Class 1 cycles, Mike, top off water in your current positions before moving out. Transport, none. Services, none. Miscellaneous, binoculars and smoke available. Personnel, EPW collection points located at the Alpha Alpha. CCP, located at the Alpha Alpha. Health system support. Medical, medevac available upon request. Command and control. Command. Location to commander, PL follows first squad. Succession to command. PL, platoon sergeant, first squad leader, second squad leader, third squad leader. Bravo Company CP co-located at Battalion TOC. Control. Call signs. PL Bravo 16, platoon sergeant Bravo 17, FO Bravo 15, first squad leader Bravo 11, second squad leader Bravo 12, third squad leader Bravo 13. Number combination 5. Challenge and password wiper towel. Running password yogurt. Time is now. Look at your watch. Pick that time. What are your questions? 22:45. All right. So you saw how quickly and frantically some of this stuff can go down, right? So let's just go back to the beginning. I got everything. My template was in a different order. So sometimes that can bust you guys, right? You're really new. You're reading through your template and you're like, oh, I'm really waiting on scheme maneuvers come out. And it doesn't really pop out, right? It doesn't pop. So you miss it and you miss a ton of stuff while you're waiting on it. So let's go back to the beginning situation. Okay, so I'm going to describe the weather. It's been raining in northeast Oklahoma, so I'm going to say it's raining. I'm going to talk about some intel type stuff. What does rain do for me and what does it do for the enemy? The enemy's probably tired of being wet. They're looking to get under cover. They may not be looking out. It may limit their thermal use or binoculars or whatever. Vision could be limited. For me, I know that, number one, we're going to have wet weather gear, which is noisy. So something I actually learned from the British Army when I trained over there, put your wet weather gear under your regular uniform top, right? The pants, doesn't really matter as much. Maybe you don't even wear them, but your top, you want to keep your upper body warm. So put on your wet weather top and then put on your blouse, okay? I also want to talk about how my footsteps will be quieter, okay? Because everything's wet, right? The leaves aren't going to crackle and pop. You're much less likely to break a stick once everything's been saturated like it has been here for the last several days. So there you go, weather. It's raining. It's cool. You don't want to overheat. Limit what your guys are putting on. Know that the enemy's going to be bundled up looking for a fire maybe. Okay, looking for something like that. Terrain, once again, northeast Oklahoma. We're kind of getting into the hills of the mountains of northwest Arkansas. I'm way over here, guys. So I can talk about the terrain there. I can talk about how there's lots of hardwood trees. There's a lot of cover, right? Concealment. It's wintertime right now. There's not as many leaves, so not as much concealment, but definitely cover. Hardwood trees make good cover, and I can hide behind them for some concealment. Lots of cow pastures, so I could come into an open area at any time that was recently cleared. So, my terrain can be described that way, okay? Lots of elevation change. You could slip, once again, trying back into weather. It's very rocky. Rocks get wet and you slip. All right, cool. I don't want to burn too much time there, but that's pretty close to an E because I've talked about how it actually affects me and the enemy. I could go into more terrain for the enemy, right? Like, because it's so hilly, they can find places to hide. They can hide in those trees, blah, blah, blah. Enemy, I know it was 2 to 3 personnel. They have small arms. They have LPOPs, and they're running couriers throughout the area. I've had some reports of a comms node. Most likely course of action, they defend at all cost to death. Okay. Most deadly course of action, they can call in reinforcements, possibly have some wheeled vehicles and machine guns. Continue on. Friendly, 2 levels up. So I know Bravo Company is going to be doing a zone recon in this AO, and it's going to be Papa Echo 4672 tree. I know their no later time is plus 90. I'm going to do that timeline. I wouldn't be sitting here describing this to you, right? I would be making my own Warno. In order to identify the LPOP and confirm the existence of this communications node. 1 level up is my platoon. Once again, they're going to be doing a recon. 4672 tree. Notice it's the same. A lot of the times these are the exact same mission. But this is all I need from them is a mission statement. Okay? Same thing, and they're doing it there, no later than H plus 90 to identify this LPOP and confirm the existence of a communications node. End state. I missed my enemy end state. Guys, I haven't listened to that brief since I recorded it. Okay? We don't even use that brief right now for our candidate. So I didn't know. I couldn't even cheat the system here. I'm assuming it's going to be to find the LPOP and make sure they're not using this encryption node or whatever, communications node. Friendly, I want to make sure that I'm not compromised. It may have said more, but that's usually enough to get my grader to be like, okay, cool, he was listening. Didn't get the commander's intent. See? You can miss it too. These are not the same missions they're reading at phase 3s in like Washington right now. And I think it's because it was just a little bit confusing. Okay, adjacent units on the left and right. So on the left, I know I heard 2nd Platoon was on the left. They're doing a screening at 430232. On the right, they're doing a blocking to screen, in order to screen, at 465234. They're both no later than plus 80s. Squads, so it was not identified left or right. Okay, it just said that they would do something. So I might confirm on the map when I'm building my train model where they are. Notice I missed right here. I missed 2nd Squad's grid coordinate. So if I had someone here to ask, this is a thing I would confirm. The same with commander's intent, the same with enemy end state. These are things I can go back and ask as questions at the end when he tells me this is my H time. Okay. So I would go back and ask what this coordinate is. That way when I'm building my train model or my RTO is, I can tell them, hey, I want to make sure 2nd, 3rd Squad are on there as blocking maneuvers at these intersections so that when I'm planning my mission and describing it, it makes sense to my team. Front and rear was none. Civil considerations, support, they mainly support the U.S. I just shorthanded it, okay? Attachments, detachments, always none. In your squad lanes. They may add some in your company or platoon lanes, who knows? All right, my mission statement, it's already written, okay? I just listened to the scheme or task to subordinate units, and I made it on the spot. It's not hard. 1st Squad, our squad, will conduct a recon on objective Loki in vicinity of Papa Echo 46702330. No later than, I would have filled this out. Once again, when I created my Warno, I would have done my timeline, and we'll look at that in just a moment. I would have a time in here, okay? In order to identify the LPOP and confirm the existence of this encryption communication device. I'm going to read the 4 phases. Those don't ever change, okay? Now, as I get into this is where I'm going to my train model. So let's quickly talk about timeline, and then we'll get back to this. So this timeline I had pre-drawn out with 80 and 90, and it threw me for a loop, right? Once again, guys, I did not like pre-listen to that recording or anything. I want it to be as real as possible. So first thing I'm going to do is go back and hit 10:45, because that's what time I looked at my watch. It was 22:45, whatever. Okay. Warnos plus 5, so I know that I'm going to go 2250. Okay, plus 15, so 2300. Yes, I'm making this video this late at night. Rehearsals. I got lucky that it was right on a 45, right? Because it makes all the rest of this pretty easy. So 2315. And I have rehearsals and PCCs, PCIs together now. You can do whichever you want. I just make sure I do it in this order so that I'm not running around doing rehearsals with my kit on. 45 is the LD, so 2330, I have to LD. There's no 80, so 90, an hour and a half later, so 2345 plus 30 more minutes, so it's going to be 0015. I must have started my recon, and then another 10 minutes, so 0025, I got to have some reports up. It's not a lot of time to get a recon done, so I probably need to hit it, and backwards plan to hit it sooner, right? I need to be there probably by 70. We usually use 20 minutes on our leader's recon when it's not a recon mission. All right, quickly go back here. So I noticed I had all this pre-filled out. This is all stuff you're going to sit down in your 15 minutes and write. There was no fires, so there's no point in setting TRPs in this mission. Some may let you anyway, but it said no fire. It didn't say like your third in priority. It said no fires. Okay, so don't even worry about that part. Coordinating instructions, I got all the PIR there. LPOP location, this encryption device, number of enemy, couriers in the area, negligent discharges, and if I'm compromised, ROE is always per ROE card. Reports, LD, tick, or troops in contact, right? If you make contact. If you take any EPWs, ace upon consolidation, any intel you get from the enemy, and then it said something about PIR. So obviously you're going to report PIR. That's why it's PIR. So I'm not really worried about restating that one, but it's on there. So All right, moving back towards our timeline. Okay, so now I've covered everything else. Logistics, supply, no resupply for 24 hours. I didn't have to write it down because I've read it or heard it, 5 times a day for however many days we've been on ground at phase 3. Class 1 cycles, Mike, top off your water in your current position. So I can say these things, and it's just, you'll get to where you just know them. Transportation, none. Services, none. Personnel, EPW, collection point is at the Alpha. Casualty collection point is at the Alpha. Medevac is available upon request. So I could say health services support, whatever it is. Okay. Medical, medevac available upon request. Command and control, command, location of the PL is following the first squad. Secession of command. Notice I put in here my Alpha and Bravo team and RTO already, and then I would do data rank or something crazy. So PL platoons are first squad leader, which is me, Alpha team, Bravo team leader, RTO, and then data rank. Control, company CP is co-located at battalion TOC. And the last thing I gotta do is signal. You're always gonna have the same players. Okay, so PL, platoon sergeant, FO, first squad leader, second squad leader, third squad leader. The big thing you're gonna have to remember is to put your Alpha team and Bravo team and RTO in here. So they're going to end up being, so this is Bravo all the way down. Okay, I just shorthand it. As I'm doing my brief, I may go ahead and clean that up. So Bravo 1-1, Bravo 1-1 Alpha, Bravo 1-1 Bravo, and Bravo 1-1 Romeo. Don't get these confused, okay? We had some of our candidates this last weekend, and I'm sure your candidates are watching right now, right? And we started changing these for no reason. We don't know why. We briefed it as Alpha and Bravo were like Bravo 1-0 Alpha and Bravo 1-0 Bravo. Another one did Bravo 13, Bravo 14 or something like that, right? So, Alpha. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, no, it'd be Bravo. So Bravo 13 Alpha, Bravo 14 Bravo. So they just changed stuff for no reason. We're not really sure why. So just make sure you stick to whatever they say, and you simply just add an Alpha, Bravo, and Romeo to your teams. I know that my number combination here, I'm going to go ahead and clean that up before I give my brief, but it was 5. Okay. Challenge and passwords, Wiper and Towel. And then my running password is Yogurt. Okay. So, I've already covered questions before that I would ask, but realistically, I want anything I missed, so I know I'm going to ask 3 questions. I'm going to ask what the enemy's end state, or the end state for the enemy, meaning my commander's end state about the enemy, commander's intent. I want to get where my second squad blocking position's at. And then after that, it's just all the fun stuff. Additional information is one thing I need to put in here. Okay, I know that I need it, so additional info. And that's going to be the binoculars, right? He said, oh, you got binos available. So in my questioning, I would request those binos. I also want to request security. I want to request aerial recon. Ask for a UAV. The best they can say is no. That's it, right? Or else because it's the worst they could say. So go ahead and ask for whatever it is that you want, because all they're going to say is no. Now, once again, don't burn up a bunch of time asking stupid questions. You can ask for a copy of the op order. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's too much information anyways, and you're just going to waste your time. So any information you missed, confirm your mission. Always confirm your mission and confirm something about the enemy, because that's checkboxes, right? You need to confirm that you're analyzing your mission and analyzing the enemy mission. And guys, that's really it. So this video is probably going to be longer than even I expected it to, just because I don't really know what I planned to go through here and read this, but it makes sense. So you've seen me explain it. You've seen me listen to it and get it all written down. It's that fast, right? And this is a pretty hard to follow op order. Nowadays, they're even easier. All right. So if you have any questions, please continue to comment. Share this stuff, guys. I know that, my op order video was around like 280 something views. I'm sure some of you are watching it more than once, but I know there's more candidates than that, right? I think like 60 or 80 or something kind of California alone. So share it. Let other candidates see this stuff. I don't mind where you share it. Share it anywhere. Okay. Continue practicing. I know if you're an Oklahoma candidate, we're about to run into 2 months. Let's see. So March is 7 weeks away. March drill. So we won't touch it there. April, we won't touch it because we're on our staff ride. So it's going to be May before we see it again. Okay, so you're basically looking at 3 months plus before you're doing this again. So continue practicing. If you need more videos, you want more op orders read, ask. Okay, I'll get some up. I'll probably just do some anyway. Continue getting better at your terrain models. Okay, order the parts now so that you have them to build your terrain model kit, and continue working on terrain models. You as an RTO can make or break a squad leader's entire phase 3, right? If you get up there and you screw it up and you're wasting their time trying to make your terrain model look better, that's just time they don't have to be getting focused on this. All right, guys, if you have any questions, hit them in the comments, like, share, subscribe, do all the things that people say to do on YouTube videos. I absolutely appreciate you coming and watching this stuff. We'll see you next time.